Before Ezekiel Elliott was leading the Ohio State Buckeyes to a national championship, we saw in high school that this kid is a competitor. He was not, because he's out of Missouri, was not in my region when he was coming out of high school. But I still saw him 3 times over the last 8 months of his recruitment. Saw him at the Nike camp that was at the University of Illinois. Saw him at a Gridiron Kings event, and then saw him at the Army Bowl. This is a kid that loved to compete, that loved to test himself against the best in the region and best in his country. That was the first thing we noticed about Elliott. What we also noticed was a very dynamic back, not only running the football but catching the football. In fact, I mean, he was looked at as possibly an all-purpose back because he was so adept at catching the football. Was he going to be a change of pace back in college? He had that ability in space. He had the skill set to hit the edge, plenty of speed. He was quick in short spaces, and just an exceptional pair of hands. But this is a guy who even late in his senior year was hadn't hit 200 pounds. He was always had plenty of bulk in his lower body, but upper body was a little bit narrow. Was he going to be able to be an every down back, run between the tackles for 15, 20, 25 carries a game? I think that was a question mark, and ultimately ended up as a number 12 back in the 2013 class, number 84 overall. And in retrospect, that was too low. And I think one of the reasons is because that question mark of whether Ezekiel Elliott was an every down back. Now, looking back on it, easy to say, no doubt. I mean, this guy certainly is an all-around back, but is definitely an every down back, a guy that can take the punishment of being the lead horse in a backfield, and has done that very well, obviously, for the Ohio State Buckeyes.